Revelation 2486. From the 29th and the 30th September 1942. Luminosity of light beings. Shroud. In the spiritual world, the being's knowledge corresponds to its state of maturity, that is, as soon as the being has formed itself into perfection through loving activity on earth or in the beyond, divine wisdom has flowed to it in the form of spiritual strength. He is aware of everything in creation, of God's reign and activity in the spiritual kingdom and of the destiny of all beings. He has become knowledgeable and his state is thus a state of light. But since the degree of perfection can be different, the beings will also be in different abundance of light, thus the spheres in the spiritual kingdom are not the same either. That is, the light radiation emanating from the beings has different degrees of luminosity, consequently the effect on the lightless beings is also different. This effect can be so strong that the lightless beings cannot tolerate the abundance of light, that is, the spiritual substances could be completely dissolved by it, and this therefore makes an unhindered working of these light beings impossible. The light being's activity consists of teaching those who are completely without knowledge. The being of light must therefore try to adapt itself to the state of the lightless beings. It must not come close to that being with all its luminosity, but it must, as it were, dim its light so that the lightless being is not blinded and now becomes completely unsuitable for receiving the light, that is the knowledge. The adjustment to the state of darkness is first necessary so that every shyness is taken away from the being and it can express itself without inhibition, for only then can the being of light work successfully. They have to dim their abundance of light, they have to shelter it under a cover so that they can approach the souls in need of light without danger to them. Nevertheless, they are in a brighter light than those in order to be able to let the blessing of light flow out upon them. As soon as the lightless soul feels the benefit, which also still depends on its will to receive light, it will also listen to the ideas of the beings of light and again desire their nearness. It will let their teachings have an effect on it and now likewise make use of them by passing on the knowledge it has now gained to souls which are likewise in need of light and thus suffering. For the absence of light is a state of suffering, a state of lack and discomfort, which the soul feels agonizingly. The more the soul is concerned with helping the suffering souls, the more willing are the beings of light, who approach those who want to receive light and strength, that is divine wisdom, ever more brightly and radiantly. Depending on this knowledge, the soul's degree of light has now also increased, for knowledge is light which in the beyond, in the spiritual kingdom, expresses itself in radiant brightness and luminosity. Amen.